Hello everyone, this is the Lord of Leaks. Marvel has now confirmed that you don't need to rewatch the entire multiverse saga before Doomsday. They've revealed how the heroes will be split into teams for the movie, and filming on Spider-Man 4 has officially wrapped. DC might be heading toward yet another reboot after Netflix's arrival. They're reportedly trying to lure Scarlett Johansson, while the first Supergirl footage is getting truckloads of dislikes. The superhero year is ending with sudden plot twists, and right after you hit that like button, we'll break them all down in the next couple of minutes. Let's start with the hottest update, the new video Disney showed at an event in Italy. Nothing groundbreaking, just a repeat of the Doomsday cast presentation. But this time there's a twist. Marvel organized everyone into the teams they'll actually fight in during the movie. Veteran fans remember a similar reveal before Infinity War, where Thor appeared in the Guardians lineup. So this clip gives us a pretty accurate picture of who teams up with whom. The Fantastic Four stand on their own, no surprises there, but then comes the shocker. Loki is officially listed as part of Sam Wilson's Avengers squad. Alongside him are Thor, Shang-Chi, Ant-Man, and the Falcon, now played by Joaquin Torres, meaning we're getting a full-on reunion of the two Asgardian brothers. And it seems the new Avengers will visit the TVA as well, where Loki currently resides. Marvel's new Avengers lineup is exactly what fans expected. Yelena Belova, Bucky, Ghost, Red Guardian, and John Walker. M'Baku, Black Panther, and Namor were grouped into a separate mini-team labeled simply the Wakandans, and the remaining heroes were sorted into a giant mutant lineup, including Channing Tatum's Gambit. It looks like after the events of Deadpool and Wolverine, he finally found a universe to call home. And as rumored, Tatum is playing two different versions of the character. One more major detail. Marvel's presentation explicitly listed Robert Downey Jr. as Victor, meaning all theories about an alternate Tony Stark becoming Doctor Doom can finally be put to rest, though the movie might still play with the resemblance. But forget about any big additional cast reveals. The actors featured in the chair presentation will be the core of the movie, while anyone not shown is likely getting a tiny cameo-level appearance. There's no Monica Rambeau, despite her being stuck in the X-Men universe, no Wong, even though he's tied to Shang-Chi, and no Carol Danvers, despite her knowledge of the multiverse. They'll all show up, but with minimal impact. Marvel seems to be deliberately distancing Doomsday from the multiverse saga storyline. Anthony Mackie even spoke about this outright. And now Marvel has added fuel to the fire. The studio announced re-releases of Infinity War and Endgame to coincide with the release of Doomsday. This 100% confirms the old rumor. The new Avengers will be a direct continuation of the events of Endgame and will only touch on the entire multiverse story in passing. For Cap fans, it's the music. The connecting element will be his journey to retrieve the stones. Now that's where things really get going. But that's not all. In case anyone forgot, at the very end of Endgame, after the credits, there was a metallic sound. The hammer on iron sound from the first Iron Man, when Tony was creating his very first suit in the cave. No one took it seriously back then, but now Marvel could perfectly close the circle. Use the same sound, but this time over a shot of Doctor Doom assembling his armor. Imagine how powerful this will be, especially considering that Spider-Man 4 will officially be the prequel to Doomsday. And yes, the film, as we expected, has already completed the main stage of filming. The project has 7 months of post-production ahead of it, plenty of time to polish the visuals to a sleek finish. But most importantly, Tom Holland will be freed up just in time for additional filming on Doomsday, which begins in January. Therefore, a small cameo from Spidey is still a real possibility. As for The Punisher, Jon Bernthal has officially confirmed that his special will air on Disney Plus this summer, right before Spider-Man 4. So it's safe to say this is an intentional connection. Most likely, the Punisher special will serve as a direct lead-in to the events of Spider-Man. This is the kind of connected storytelling Marvel has long needed. And in theory, all of the studio's content in 2026 should look vibrant, with one exception. Yes, I'm talking about Wonder Man. The project was finally brought to Comic-Con in Brazil, where a short teaser was shown and the key idea was revealed. Simon Williams is embarrassed by his powers. He wants to be an actor first and foremost, but his abilities only manifest in moments of rage and emotional breakdown. It sounds strange. Firstly, in the Marvel Universe, aliens periodically wipe out half the human race. It's hard to remain a humble guy with superpowers when genocide is being perpetrated all around. Secondly, the formula is all too familiar. Another hero who can't control his powers, again dependent on emotions, a direct riff on the Hulk. And I really wouldn't want Marvel to make the same mistake again. And finally, the third point. Unlike the upcoming Daredevil and Vision Quest, which were shaped under Marvel's updated strategy, Wonder Man is the only project born back when the studio still planned to make Simon Williams a major player in the Kang dynasty. The sudden shift in direction inevitably forced Marvel to cut out huge chunks of the show's original storyline. We'd love to be proven wrong, but whenever a project gets rewritten halfway through, the result is rarely impressive. That wraps up the Marvel updates. Letitia Wright did confirm one thing though: Shuri will appear both in Doomsday and in Secret Wars. The biggest shock of the week is, of course, Netflix acquiring Warner Bros. From regular viewers terrified that Batman will turn into a disabled woman from Tanzania, to Christopher Nolan, who fears that Netflix will kill movie theaters by dumping premieres straight to streaming. But now that the noise has settled, actual facts have surfaced. First, Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos reportedly met with Donald Trump shortly before the announcement. According to Forbes, Netflix walked away confident the antitrust regulators would approve the deal. Trump himself, however, said that nothing is final and he personally intends to review the case before giving a decision. Paramount, owned by Larry Ellison's powerful family, is desperately hoping the deal gets blocked. They have strong ties to Trump, and unlike Netflix, they do not plan to pull films out of theaters. Meanwhile, Netflix tried to calm the audience by clarifying all current franchise heads will stay in charge and theatrical releases will continue, but with a condition. Sarandos stated Netflix won't force shorter theatrical windows, but also won't oppose them shrinking naturally over time. Ironically, much of the criticism aimed at Netflix rings hollow. James Gunn himself, the loud advocate for movies must stay theatrical, cut Superman's theatrical window just 3 months ago to push it faster to HBO Max. So let's be honest, Netflix simply said out loud what the industry has already been doing for years. 1 month in theaters, then straight to streaming. And honestly, most viewers aren't going to complain about getting early access to blockbusters at home. Going to the movies once is fine, but let's be honest, films on the level of Interstellar are extremely rare today. There's just not much that makes you want to return for a second or third viewing. Meanwhile, Netflix announced that one of the reasons they want to acquire Warner Bros. Is to increase the number of movies and shows available to audiences. This, of course, cuts both ways. More content often means lower quality, but at the same time, it's hard to deny that in over 3 years under James Gunn, DC still hasn't delivered a proper Batman, Flash, or Wonder Woman. Instead, we keep getting shows starring Gunn's friends and weird clay-faced side characters no one really asked for. So Netflix is right about one thing: WB truly isn't using the full potential of its franchises. But whether Netflix can handle them properly is a whole different question, one we'd love to see your answer to in the comments. Now, the real bombshell. Rumor has it Scarlett Johansson has been offered a major role in the Batman Part 2. Variety reported that she didn't give a direct no, and negotiations are in full swing. Insiders say she's being considered for the main villain, and the leading theory points to Phantasm, Bruce Wayne's former lover who later turned into a vigilante, but one who kills criminals. Her final target? None other than the Joker, which would throw Batman into a massive moral conflict. But Johansson has her own dilemma. Marvel would love to see her return in the grand finale, yet fan backlash seems to have burned that bridge. And if she joins DC, then Black Widow in Secret Wars is absolutely off the table. Marvel doesn't let its actors appear in competing universes. Meanwhile, DC has its own storm brewing. The studio released a pre-teaser for Supergirl, and the videos got flooded with dislikes. On the official channel, nearly a third of reactions are negative, and unofficial uploads are hitting almost 50% dislikes. And honestly, we're not fully sure why people are angry at everything. From why release a teaser for a teaser to the vertical format is stupid, even though vertical previews are now industry standard, and the real trailer will of course be in normal widescreen. Supergirl herself is also getting hit. Many fans argue she's not the right character to headline this second flagship film of the rebooted universe. A lot of commenters insist the spotlight should have gone to Batman, or at least the Flash. What do you think? Can Supergirl carry such a big responsibility? Should Netflix reboot the universe yet again? And do you believe streaming platforms are even capable of building a great long-term superhero franchise? Share your thoughts below. And that's all from me. See you soon with new leaks.